Hey guys, welcome to Nesting Story. I am hiding out in my bedroom, about to do a Q&A with you guys. I was like, I don't know why I was like picking up the camera because I know I'm gonna have fun doing this. I always actually love doing Q&As. It's the last couple weeks of the summer here. Kids start back, so there's 2 more full weeks after, and I'm kid-free next week, which I think I need, but I'm finding I need a little like space. My twins have been in camp, but my big kids are home. Speak of the devil. So I think I've talked about this on here before. I know I've talked about it on Insta stories, but like my big kids, well, there's not like any friends in the area yet. We just moved and stuff. So they want a lot from me. They want to talk a lot and hang out a lot. You know, the twins have each other when they're home. They're buddies, so they play together, but like my big kids, I'm like trying to stack pillows here to make this more comfortable. It is what it is. Anyways, we are 2 weeks out. I am praying that school does not go virtual again. They desperately need in person, but here we are. So I asked on Insta stories some Q&A questions. I've got a whole bunch here, and if you don't follow me on Instagram, head over there, follow me on Nesting Story. I'm on Instagram a lot. I do Insta stories a lot. I'm getting better at doing like TikToks and Reels too. I'm also on TikTok, so go follow me in all the places. I'm also on Pinterest a lot, and I'm gonna be doing more Facebook soon. So I was like, ask me anything. There's a couple I'm gonna not answer, and it's not that I don't want to share. I want to share everything. I'm like the most open book person. It's more about, I do need to just be private on some things. I'm sure you guys are dying to know some things, but some things I just need to be private with. So let's kind of jump into these. Okay. Let's see. Oh, a lot of people have asked me, am I still doing the realtor course? So I answered this recently in Insta stories. No. Oh my gosh, they're like fighting out of my bedroom door. You need school. It is so hard to work. Okay, so realtor course. No, I am not, partly because of this. I did the first course. I was working with the realtor team who were great, and then I realized quickly that my kids need me a lot more than I thought. And I also realized that my the kids reside mostly with me, and I thought maybe that would shift to more of a 50-50 thing, but it's looking like it's gonna be mostly with me for quite a while. So realtors need to be available to like go out at night and on the weekends and stuff, and I just realized that it wasn't the best thing to be available to my kids. But I am really exploring this other thing that I had always wanted to do too, which would have more flexibility and would be me in the driver's seat. And so stay tuned, more on that. Okay, what makeup are you currently using? It looks so simple and fresh, and I love it. I am using a lot of Maybelline, partly because Maybelline just like sent me a 10 last year, and I fell in love with a whole bunch of it. I use IT Cosmetics for my under eye and some IT Cosmetics for like some blush and stuff. Yeah, I'm using just kind of a random bunch, but I've tried to, over the past year or so, switch to more drugstore brands so that I can save a bit of money. I use I use a Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow a lot. So anyways, it's kind of a combination. How long before you decided to get a divorce did you actually take for you to do it? So in Canada, it's different than the US. I know the US you can do it super quick. Canada, it's a much longer process. I decided like immediately, and I've been divorced for like 8 months now, like officially divorced. And I knew that it was like something that I wanted done. I wanted to know it was done. And a lot of people wait and stay separated for a long time, which I don't understand, but it was just a very like final thing, and I just wanted to know that it was done, and I got to move on. So where do you get your workouts from? Is it different each day, and what do I listen to? Okay, my workouts are a combination of HIIT workouts and a lot from the CrossFit gym I used to go to, Element CrossFit. So I kind of used a lot of those combos and then made up my own. So I feel like it's been a really challenging summer for me to get like really intense workouts in, but I've been fairly consistent getting some kind of workout in every day. I do not feel as good in my skin as I want to feel. I go by how I feel. I don't weigh myself. I've weighed myself once in the past year, maybe. No, probably once in the past like 16, 17 months. I go by how I feel. I go by my gut. I go by my skin. I go by how my clothes feel. Right now, I don't feel like amazing. I feel like I'm just kind of like, I'm not as strong as I want to be, or I'm not as lean as I'd like to be, like how I was kind of before. But I also know it's just been a very busy season with moving and summer and the kids home and family visiting, and it's been a lot. I've done the best I can. So I'm excited to like pump that up when school starts, but also I think I might join a gym, still do my home workouts, but maybe do like a bit extra here and there. We'll see. And what do I listen to during it? Usually just music. I listen to a lot of music. I listen to podcasts here and there, but I listen to a lot of music almost all day. Someone said, my brother's going through a separation and they have 2 kids, 4 and 7. Any advice? My advice would be, here's my big advice for today. You have a choice to make. Either you can wallow or you can like take on this new adventure and rediscover yourself and reinvent yourself and live your best life. And I basically had a really, really crappy, horrible situation. And I was like, I have a choice here. I am refused to wallow. I have so much more life left to live, and I just like went out and lived it. And I don't know, maybe that's just my outlook on life. I'm a very optimistic person. I just chose. It's like there is a choice. Like, of course you have to grieve it, and there's all the steps and there's horrible days, but like you have a choice every day. Are you going to get up and are you going to like do something, or are you going to just like wallow and live in the past? I'm trying to zip through these because there's a lot of questions. Okay, tips for affording a new home during pandemic incomes. Okay, so for me, I decided to downsize. I realized that my previous home, as much as I loved it, as much as I thought I was going to live there forever, there was a lot of reasons, but some of them were, I realized as a solo parent, I wasn't using my home in the same way. And I realized that, you know, I was cleaning 5 bathrooms and now I'm cleaning 2 bathrooms. And it's like, yet this house that I'm in now, like I've lost a lot of bonus rooms, but I have a playroom, a media room. Like I like that the kids have separate areas from kind of the main area. So really look at your home, be like, do you need more space, or could you actually do with less, but with like a different layout, and like what's most important to you? Because I think everyone keeps thinking they need to upsize and get bigger and bigger. Like, do you really need to? Maybe you could do with less in a different location. Like I wanted to be in the location I'm now, which is Burlington, near downtown, near the lake, and I'm obsessed with where I live right now. I love it. It makes me just very, very happy. So someone said, what did you used to do for work? So I don't know, like Nesting Story is my job. I have it monetized. It's like my, well, full-time job. It's part-time work, I would say, that I do. That makes a fairly full-time income. I don't know if that makes sense. But anyways, before that, I used to be an interior designer. I used to be a residential interior designer. And before that, I actually worked in Toronto, and I did like hotels and casinos and restaurants with a firm, and loved that. I loved it, but there was also aspects, the technical aspects that I didn't love. I really love styling. That's my favorite. I have like a knack for it, for like shopping, finding the right items, styling. Like I just love, and I like the physical part of that, of like putting a room together and stuff. So that's what I used to do. Do the kids still see their dad? Of course they do. Yes, they do. I'm not gonna talk a lot about that one. How are the kids with your new man? The kids love Ben. They love Ben. I'm very lucky, and like he loves them. I'm very lucky. I say that all the time to them, like when they just go on and on about him, that I'm just so glad that like I wouldn't have chosen someone they didn't like, but like I just think it's above and beyond what I expected. That connection that they have with him, it's amazing. So the start of my fitness journey before CrossFit, how did you start? Tips to get motivated. Okay. I think just start. I think if you don't do a great workout one day, you know, tomorrow's a new day. I think try different times of the day to find your sweet spot. I know for me, if it doesn't happen first thing in the morning, like I'll have my breakfast, I'll kind of do something, maybe drop my twins off at camp, and then it has to happen. If I lose that window, it will not happen later in the day, no matter how much I want to do it. So find your good window. Find something that you like. I really like working out with weights, strength training. That's for me. I don't love cardio. I don't like team sports. I like working out with weights. That for me makes me very happy, and I see actually the best results too that way. You know, get yourself some new workout gear. Literally this week, I've been in a rut and I ordered some new workout gear, kind of knowing it's more for like next week and the week after as things like move into the fall, but I knew I just needed to like refresh things and give myself like a reason to like put some workout clothes on and then just like make that effort. I think also you can get a really good workout in like 20-30 minutes, 30 minutes I'd say. You don't need to be like working out for like an hour and a half, so you can probably spare 30 minutes a day. Okay, any plans to vacation as a big group with Ben and his daughter too? We used to go to Florida. No big plans. It would be a huge undertaking to go with all of us. I don't know, I've brainstormed some ideas for the future, but really that's not where we are with everything. I just moved. Ben and I do little trips together, the two of us. But we're just kind of like not there yet with the way the pandemic's been and shutdowns have been here. And I think that that's just like one thing that I'll figure it down the road. So many people ask me, how did Ben and I meet? I will not be sharing that, but he's amazing. We kind of like fell for each other like the moment we like saw each other, and yeah. That was a lot of questions about how Ben and I met. Oh, how did I get on a good sleep routine? I see you wake up early. I just really like a good sleep routine. I like going to bed early and I like waking up early. And sometimes I'll fall into the habit of going to bed later, and then I realize how like garbage I feel the next day, and it just doesn't, it really impacts me. So I actually really like to get in my room by 8:30, have some downtime, because this is my only space I have to me. And then my older kids put themselves to sleep. I say goodnight and they go, because they're night owls and I am not. And then I usually sleep before 10 on a good night, and then I wake up at 5:30, and that's kind of my sweet spot. So I just know to unwind early, like shut it down early. If I'm doing things later, like cleaning or working, I don't do things in the evening unless I'm being social. I don't try to work in the evening. I don't try to clean in the evening. Anytime I have a deadline and I'm like, wake up early and do it, because everything is like sharp first thing in the morning for me, and I can hammer out a deadline so quickly at like 5:30 in the morning, 6 a.m. I know to just be like, get to sleep, do it in the morning. Someone asked about my Nike crop zipped workout tops. They don't sell them anymore. I do love those too. I haven't worn them enough lately, but yeah, I don't think they sell them anymore, because I did look one day. Sorry. How difficult was it to change your name back? Extremely easy. It's so easy, in fact, that I kind of don't care anymore about my last name. It's the weirdest thing. I said a lot of things when I first separated and shared it, that like, oh, I was going to keep my married name and blah, blah, blah. And then it got really weird, and I'm like, I need to not have this name, even though my kids have it. I'm still, the longest part is just calling all the service providers, which I haven't finished doing, and being like, switching it. I need to make more time for that. But honestly, I live in Ontario. I went to Service Ontario. I went to Service Canada. I had never changed my birth certificate, which I guess some people do. And so all I had to do was like bring my, I think like divorce certificate, marriage certificate, and a couple, maybe like birth certificate. And I was able to do everything like really quickly. It was way easier than I thought, to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm back to my maiden name, is that like the term for it? But anyways, my birth name. And I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever get married again, but I would consider like switching it again, because I kind of don't care. I kind of just see me as Joanna. I'm like, that's like, I don't know. It's weird. It's so weird. Okay, love your parenting. Love to hear more about how you prioritize the kids' mental health as you do. Oh my gosh, thank you. I some days don't feel like the most amazing mom. I have, oh, it's hard. You know what I do is I triage. I triage, and like my mom used to do this. I like, there was a wobbly plate, get more attention. And I try to just like, you know, make connections where I can. I'm really into reading books to the twins right now. So that's huge. So I know if I go all day without spending like one-on-one time with them, I get that time. I'm finding it sometimes challenging with my preteens, to be honest. They want to hang out, and it's sometimes the only time to hang out is like later at night. And I also don't have a thyroid, so I'm like tapped out by night. And I sometimes just like don't have the energy. So I'm hoping that once school starts and the pandemic is kind of over, I'll have more energy to maybe like play more board games in the evening and stuff. But thank you. I try. I basically spend a lot of my time on the phone with like appointments, and there's some mental health stuff that we're trying to deal with since the pandemic. And so I won't stop like banging on doors until I get help for my kids. So I don't know. I don't know. Thank you though. What shampoo and conditioner do I use to keep my blonde hair so ash blonde? Okay, I love the L'Oreal Paris. It's like, oh my gosh, I should go get it, but I'm too lazy to get out of bed. Anyways, I did actually sponsorship with them too, and it's fantastic. It's the blonde one. I use that shampoo and conditioner now. And then I like the milkshake. Get it on Amazon. It's like purple shampoo. Oh my god, it works so well. You can easily turn your hair purple, but it works so well. So I like that one. Let's see. What do I love the most about my new home, and what would I change if I could? I really love my new home. I love it, love it, love it. Some days I miss having an ensuite. I share a bathroom with the girls now. Some days I miss having a workout room, but not as much. I think just like having maybe some personal space, but I also know my kids are home like way more than they're usually going to be, so I don't need to worry about that. And they're just getting older. They're gonna be home less. I don't think this is gonna be a long-term home. I don't know. I don't know. But I love it. I love the yard. I love the neighborhood. I love the location. I love the kitchen and like the how I decorated it. So I'm just so in love with it. It feels much more home than any other home I've lived in before. So it's great. Okay, the most important advice I could give to a mom who just became a solo parent. Get social, get out there, date. Like, live your life. Don't, and also, you know, you don't need to ask someone else. You know, you can be the decision maker. So start deciding things and enjoying that. So someone said, not a question, but they just watched a nesting story video from 4 years ago, and I look so much healthy and happier now. I agree. I think so too. I look back and I'm like, I was miserable. Okay. How do you fit work, fitness, meals, mom life, house tasks into your days? Do you get help? I do not get any help. In fact, I don't have a cleaning person. I don't do a meal thing. I am a solo parent. I don't have help. I don't have help from family. They're there if I want to talk to them. And how do I? Well, at the moment my house is a mess, but I plan to like speed clean. I fit work in where I can. Luckily my work doesn't require too many hours from me right now. You know, I don't really rest a lot. I don't read books. Like I wish I did. I don't really watch TV. I'm going all the time right now. I expect things to shift a little bit once school starts. I do though co-parent, so I get little breaks, but I really, like next week will be different because it's a full week, so I'll use some of that for work and some of that for like purging. I need to like do some stuff with the house and everything, but I tend to basically go bananas, parenting, work, house stuff, all that. When my kids are here, and then when my kids are gone is when I take my downtime. I sometimes do stuff, but honestly I find that's the best balance for me, because when my kids are here, you know, my twins will go to camp and I'm not hanging with my big kids all day, so that's when I'll like get some work done, get some housework done. It's hard right now. It's way too much right now. I'm hanging on by like a thread at the moment. Okay, how do you film with all the kids at home? How do I manage it? It is so hard right now. I have found filming with my kids home, even if it's just Holden, very hard because I feel bad yelling down, please be quiet, like, because he'll be like playing his video games and yelling because he's having fun with his friends, and I feel I'm not into the whole like vlogger in the public all the time like I used to be. I like to like create my content in a silo kind of, and I'm finding it very challenging, hence being in my bedroom right now, and I've had like 5 interruptions by kids. I think that's probably like the hardest thing with the pandemic and work and stuff is filming. I find that very, very hard. And it's not like when they were toddlers or babies and I could just like there's always just comments and, you know, preaching. They have a lot of input on things. Okay, how did you survive having young kids and trying to not lose myself? So there's a lot of content I created back when I had my twins about this. So if you really deep dive, you'll find it. Honestly, I just make sure I do. So like I went out and got my nails done today, toes too. I was just like, I didn't even tell them where I was going because the big kids can stay home alone. I'm like, guys, I've got an appointment. I'll be back in 2 hours. And I just go and do it. I've learned, and anytime it slides, I get back on track of making sure I don't lose myself. Work is very important to me. I'm kind of exploring some extra things I'm going to do soon. Self-care is very important. I'm still working on things for me, but like it's very important for me to have like a sense of style and pull myself together and have a social life. I think it's literally just like you have to put the oxygen mask on yourself first to be good for anybody, and just drop the guilt. Like you just have to do it for yourself, because if you don't, you're sunk. Would I ever consider marriage again? Okay, so when my marriage ended, I was like, no way I'll ever get married again. And now I would consider it. I'm not engaged. My favorite SPF. I love Hawaiian Tropic SPF. I really like that one. I really like the SkinCeuticals tinted SPF kind of, it's not concealer. I think it's just a tinted SPF. I put that on a lot. I love that one too. Will I be doing more clean and organized with me videos? You have to rewatch my older ones. Sure, I could do more of those, especially now that I know you guys like those so much. I actually do plan to do some. I'm excited for when the kids are out of here to do some organization ones. I'm waiting to like properly organize my kitchen, pantries, and things like that. So I have some plans. What steps did I take to start my health journey, and how did I start, and what did I change? Honestly, it's the whole mindset of shifting from I want to be this number on a scale to I have gut issues, I have SIBO, I've had diverticulitis, I need to be very careful about what I eat. I pay close attention to my skin, and anytime I break out, I'm very much like, what caused that? What did I eat? I don't feel good. I'm very much about, I love to eat clean. So eating for me is like I talked about earlier, it's very much about how I feel. And then fitness, it's very about mental health. And just like, I've learned that it's more about keeping things tight. That might sound funny. Even if I have a little like extra curve, I don't mind it. As long as I'm keeping things kind of tight. I don't like the feeling of feeling weak. I like the feeling of like muscle and strength. That feels good to me. I like to like not get sore easily, or I like to have energy. I like to, you know, be carrying some bags and look down and be like, my arms are toned. Like that just makes me feel good to be strong. I think also the stronger I physically am, the more like I'm like, I can do this, I can be the solo parent. So it goes hand in hand for me. That has been, actually, someone asked what would be my advice for a new solo parent. Do something that's going to make you really physically strong. Because there's a whole bunch of things I've had to do, moving furniture or mowing the lawn or whatever, where I'm like, holy smokes, I'm so glad I have picked up like more strength training, because I could not do this if I didn't. Anyways, I think that's all of them. Thank you so much for the questions, and yeah, I'll see you guys soon. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love for you to subscribe. Bye.